GrayCris. That's who the insignia belongs to.
If you're into rogue AI, sarcastic robots who'd rather binge-watch serials than talk to humans, and corporations so evil they make real-world CEOs look like saints, welcome to the Murderbot Diaries. At the heart of this thrilling sci-fi saga lies a company so ruthless, so manipulative, and so terrifyingly real that you'll be rooting for a rogue sec unit with anxiety issues to take them down. That company is GrayCris Corporation, and they are the villain of the Murderbot universe. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. But before we dive into every shady deal, secret mission, and attempted murder tied to GrayCris, here's your spoiler alert. This video covers major plot points from across the Murderbot Diaries series, including All Systems Red, Rogue Protocol, and Exit Strategy. If you haven't read them yet, hit pause, go binge the books, and come back when you're ready to stare corporate evil in the face. Because today, we're exposing GrayCris, its motivations, its illegal activities, and every sinister thing it's done to stay on top. Let's get into it.
Double shit. 3 of them?
The kind that kicks that unit's ass.
What is GrayCris? GrayCris is officially a terraforming and resource extraction company. On paper, it develops planetary systems, contributes to expansion efforts, and operates survey teams for interstellar development. But behind that corporate mask lies a different reality. GrayCris is neck deep in illegal activities, black market dealings, and corporate-sponsored violence. It's the kind of megacorp that sees human lives as obstacles and profits as the only meaningful goal. They mine alien remnants, artifacts left behind by ancient civilizations that are not only highly valuable, but also strictly illegal to extract and sell. The black market for these remnants is extremely lucrative, and GrayCris wants the whole pie to itself.
You knew we were coming, so I assumed you'd have some way to...
The motivation behind their crimes. So why does GrayCris do what it does? The answer is simple: profit and monopoly. Alien artifacts, also called remnants, have unpredictable technological and scientific value. Whoever controls them has access to unprecedented power and wealth. But there's a problem. These remnants are governed by strict laws and international regulations. Possessing, transporting, or selling them is not just frowned upon, it's illegal. For a company like GrayCris, the only viable route is secrecy. If they can keep their operations hidden, eliminate witnesses, and destroy evidence, they can dominate this underground market without facing legal consequences. That's why GrayCris is willing to kill, manipulate, and extort. Their crimes aren't random. They're calculated strategies to eliminate competition, avoid exposure, and corner the alien artifact trade. Illegal activities and cover-ups. Let's go over the major illegal and immoral activities GrayCris has committed in the Murderbot Diaries. Illegal mining of alien remnants. At the core of GrayCris's operation is the unauthorized excavation and trade of alien materials. These remnants are extremely rare and powerful, but also incredibly dangerous. No one fully understands what they can do, and many planetary governments forbid any interaction with them. But GrayCris sees opportunity where others see risk. They dig up these remnants, covered up as terraforming, and sell them through secretive backchannel. The implications are horrifying. Unknown alien tech in the hands of unstable buyers, all for corporate profit. Terraforming platforms as a cover. One of the biggest cover-ups happens on Milu, a supposedly terraformed planet. GrayCris constructs a massive platform, claiming it's part of a legitimate colonization effort. In reality, it's a smokescreen. Beneath the surface, they are mining alien tech. Once they extract everything of value, GrayCris abandons the platform, leaving it as a husk. When another group, Goodnight Lander Independent, starts investigating, GrayCris panics. They send operatives to destroy the entire platform, wiping out any evidence of their true intentions.
Please remain calm. Please remain calm.
Attempted murder of survey teams. In All Systems Red, GrayCris goes full-on corporate assassin. 2 survey teams, Preservation Ox and Deltfall, are conducting standard evaluations on a planet, but GrayCris is already there, running an illegal operation. Instead of packing up, GrayCris sends a covert team to kill the surveyor. The idea is brutal. No witnesses, no lawsuits, no risk. They even fake a diplomatic message inviting the survivors to negotiate, while secretly planning to ambush and eliminate them. Thanks to Murderbot, this plan fails, but the intent is crystal clear. GrayCris is willing to massacre civilians to keep their secrets.
At this time.
Kidnapping, and extortion. In Exit Strategy, things escalate. With legal investigations mounting and evidence piling up, GrayCris pulls a desperate move. They kidnap Dr. Ida Mensah, the leader of the Preservation Now team. Mensah is the face of the lawsuit against GrayCris. Taking her hostage is meant to serve 2 purposes: force the Preservation Alliance to back off, and recover or destroy the evidence Murderbot obtained. They assume Preservation will give in, but they underestimate 2 things: Mensah's resolve and Murderbot's loyalty.
Question answered.
Destruction of evidence and witness tampering. GrayCris doesn't just kill people. They erase records, sabotage communication systems, and crash transports to prevent survivors from leaking information. In multiple parts of the series, GrayCris uses hacking, surveillance, and even physical destruction to wipe out any trace of their crimes. They try to shut down emergency beacons, block outgoing transmissions, and manipulate station authorities into looking the other way.
They were trying to help, which didn't help.
GrayCris personnel and key agents. Now let's talk about the people, or rather, the operatives, who do GrayCris's dirty work. These aren't just random employees. They're carefully placed assets used to lie, sabotage, and silence anyone who gets in the company's way. First up, we've got Blue Leader. She's the head of the GrayCris survey team in All Systems Red, and she plays the classic "let's talk this out" card with the preservation survivors. But make no mistake, she's not there to negotiate. It's all a trap. Then there's Yellow. Think of him as the tech guy in the evil survey squad. He works closely with Blue Leader and focuses on system infiltration, jamming distress calls, and making sure no one gets the word out about what GrayCris is really doing. Next, we meet Gerth and Wilken. They show up in Rogue Protocol and are basically hired muscle with a very specific mission. Go to the planet Milu, trigger a secret self-destruct protocol, and completely erase the terraforming facility, which, surprise, was just a front for GrayCris's illegal mining. And finally, there's Serrat. This guy shows up in Exit Strategy to collect the ransom for Dr. Mensah. He pretends to be the calm, rational, corporate face of GrayCris, but really, he's just there to tighten the screws and keep the company's extortion scheme going. Each of these agents fits into GrayCris's bigger strategy: manipulate, erase, and control. Whether it's boots on the ground or a suit behind a desk, they're all part of the machine that keeps GrayCris dangerous and deadly. Jurisdiction and influence. GrayCris is headquartered on Tranral in Haifa, a major space station. They maintain jurisdiction over the Upper Taurus, which gives them not only legal control, but also influence over security and infrastructure. This gives them a home turf advantage. While Murderbot and allies operate in gray zones, GrayCris often hides behind legal loopholes and corporate rights. Their crimes are masked under layers of red tape and contract law.
We gotta get Garathan down there.
We have no reason to believe them. There could be traps.
How they underestimate Murderbot. One of GrayCris's biggest mistakes is underestimating Murderbot. Murderbot is a rogue sec unit, hacked, self-aware, and extremely dangerous when provoked. But what makes it truly terrifying to GrayCris isn't its combat ability, it's its loyalty and conscience. Murderbot could have disappeared after gaining freedom. Instead, it sticks around to protect Mensah and the preservation crew. It infiltrates systems, rescues allies, and even sacrifices itself to shield others from explosions. GrayCris can't predict that kind of behavior. They're used to controlling people through fear and money. But Murderbot doesn't play by those rules, and that's what ultimately exposes them. The legacy of GrayCris. By the end of Exit Strategy, the evidence against GrayCris is strong. Thanks to Murderbot's efforts, preservation can pursue a full case. But this doesn't mean GrayCris is fully dismantled. Even with proof, megacorporations like GrayCris don't vanish overnight. They retreat, adapt, and wait for their next opportunity. In later novels like Network Effect, the long shadow of GrayCris still looms over the galaxy. What GrayCris represents goes beyond one villainous company. It's a symbol of unchecked capitalism, exploitation of the unknown, and the willingness to sacrifice everything for gain. It's a warning about what happens when corporate power goes unregulated and what it takes to stand up to it. Our nerdy thoughts from murdering survey teams to trafficking alien tech and kidnapping diplomats, GrayCris pushes the limits of corporate villainy. But thanks to one rogue sec unit, their crimes are no longer in the shadows. The war isn't over, but with Murderbot on the case, GrayCris may finally meet something they can't corrupt or kill. Because sometimes the scariest thing for a corrupt corporation isn't a lawsuit. It's a sec unit who cares. And that's everything we know about GrayCris. In a universe full of danger, GrayCris proves that sometimes the scariest threat isn't a monster or a rogue AI. It's a corporation with no limits. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Murderbot Diaries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know your favorite Murderbot moment in the comments. Until next time, stay human or don't.
I have a plan.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.